folks. We are back for stream 3 of today. Not a super good hours day, honestly. Kind of burnt myself out in the second session going over all this crazy stuff with this algorithm. But we are going to see if it does anything. Hello, Bet. The heck is this thing? You need the IDs? Or you refactored Tactical? I've actually really wanted that unfinished. That one's a bit hard for you. There's like a lot of like classic AI that you'd have to do. It's based on the like the MMO Dofus. I've got like 3,000 hours in that game growing up. Freaking awesome game. The thing is, it's still an awesome game today. Like that and RuneScape are the two games that have ever been like straight up heroin for me. What happened to game studios? I don't know, man. I can't think of like a single modern game that I've really put a lot of hours into. I guess Overwatch is like kind of, but like it's like I play that for like a month or two max. Yeah, not even close. Nobody makes MMOs anymore. Good thing we have better things to do. We have more productive things to do. We probably don't have more fun things to do, to be honest. One of my best friends, growing up, like that I met on an MMO, I met him like over the summer because he turned out to be a software engineer as well, and he's now at Meta, which is pretty cool. MMOs, I don't know what it is. It's like a lot of it is the fact that it's like a self-contained like big thing that you can like come up with approaches to, and I don't even fucking know. It's like it's more of a game than any other genre of game, I guess. I don't know. Like every other game has like a gameplay loop, right? I think like an MMO is the only thing that has like a ton of gameplay loops, and it's just pick whatever gameplay loop you figure that you feel like now, and it all somehow connects. TTT output has no attribute squeeze. What in the hell? Test time training. We train and test, and we test and train. We are very smart. Well, we're gonna see whether it's a meme, if it works or not. I tried coding this thing myself, and I just failed because the paper makes no bloody sense. What are you working on? So there's this paper. This is test time training. It's an RNN where the hidden state is a network that you train during the forward pass of the RNN. It's really weird. But this was used in NVIDIA's like recent 1-minute video generation paper. The thing is, I read it and it looked like really, yeah, I know, it's crazy. Here, it's roughly this. So like, here's your layer. And in the forward pass of the layer, you go over all the tokens, like of the sequence. And for each token, you train the state, because the state is actually a model that gets initialized in the forward pass. You take one gradient step per token, and then you use that model here that you just trained. So you actually develop, like, you train the model over the course of the sequence. So it's kind of an interesting idea, right? Unfortunately, this code sucks and doesn't remotely describe what it does correctly. This description about the batching and stuff is straight up wrong. All the math is incredibly confusing and misleading, and their code base is confusing and misleading as hell as well. So it's just freaking confusing on all fronts. Can we call this on policy? Sure. It's a free country. It is reproducible. Their code works. It's just everything is confusing as hell. It's kind of like the idea is good, the execution is good even, the communication of it all just sucks. How big is the RNN? As big as you want it to be. 9.3 million is way too big for a puffer, so I don't know what's going on there. let's see this. So, state ttt cache equals ttt cache equal state.ttt cache. Now we have to do training. I don't think we have to do any of that there. So I think I can just do state.ttt cache. We don't even need it. Just gotta see what the last hidden state looks like. This tensor has no attribute cache frame. Mm-hmm. This looks right to me. Uh, do I have to like dot detach it? Bro, what the heck is wrong with this crazy thing? In training here, it somehow messes this up. So obnoxious. Outputs of 0. I'm confused how this is anything. Maybe it's like they did some weird override. You gotta be kidding me that they did that. I don't understand. Are you not supposed to freaking train this thing? Like, what's wrong? Where do they give this cash? One of my friends told me about your work, new here, making a moral and focus on cooperation between generally competent agents. What's the best way to reach out to you to get your quick 30-second thoughts? You're doing it right here. Can I drop a link to our extended abstract? Yes, you can. Feel like you'd have an interesting perspective on our dev. Yeah, sure. LimeWire link? Oh, okay. I was like, I think I've heard that from like people torrenting music back in the day, maybe. Uh, Whatever. You can steal all of my highly confidential open source research data. Multi-agent environment for studying emergent multi-agent role specialization. That's my language. Cool. This is not computationally accessible in the least because it's slow as hell. Smack. I'm not gonna lie, one of the first things I started doing since I graduated my PhD was like completely skipping reading introduction sections. So I mean, this is fine. It's not for me. Like, you don't have to sell me. It's like, yes, we need M's. I would actually like to tell you though. I can scroll down. Okay. I would like to tell you in general, if you actually like writing code and don't mind getting into stuff a bit, just drop Jax as an environment engine. It's so shit. Like having to write all of your M's as purely a series of array operations, it's so constraining and it doesn't do you any favors. Have you seen the way that we build our M's in Puffer? Yeah, so this is like a mini grid extension style thing. So I mean, here's the best sell for like the way that we do our stuff, okay? Right? Try to implement this in Jax. Good luck. Oops. Oh yeah, there's a market, by the way, in case this looks like, oh, maybe I could do this in Jax. Well, it's got to not be fighting. Well, the thing is that CraftX is like, it would have been easier and it would have been faster in C. I don't even have CraftX. Actually, I have a collab with their lab, but like CraftX is slow by Puffer standards. It's 10 times too slow, and it's on a GPU. It would be 10 times faster on one CPU core. You see? And it would have been easier to write. There's just no reason to torture yourself like this. I mean, we've got the MOBA, right? All these different M's, and we don't have to think about stupid array-based programming at all. Like, this is one file, okay? So this is like arguably one of the most complex M's out there right now. Particularly like complex plus fast, you can't really do better than that. Here's the code. So this is shorter than CraftX. It's 2,800 lines, and if you read it, it's brain dead. Like the code is brain dead easy. And it runs over 1.5 million steps per second. It's literally just for loops, if statements. Like there's nothing remotely smart or intelligent about the code here. It's just, what if we just write brain dead simple code in C? Like you can just see nothing's like super deeply indented. There's no super long lines. It's just for, if, yada, 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 continue. All the code, you just read it top to bottom. A first-year undergrad who's taken one systems course can read this. Right? And if I want to add anything to this, it's super easy. I just edit arbitrary code. No need to think about array programming. So yeah, I mean, we have way simpler examples than this to get you started as well. But for people who are like seriously wanting to build new RLMs, I highly, highly suggest it. And as a bonus, you get to run them on the web for free. So you get to have your M's online playable for free. Same exact code. You know what they had to do for kinetics? And I gotta actually chat with these guys because this is awesome work. It's just they made their lives way harder than it should have been. Look how cool this thing is, right? Like you can build these M's. Do you know what they had to do to make this work? They had to take all the code that they just written, their thousands and thousands of lines of Jax, and rewrite all of it in JavaScript just to get this demo. If they'd written it the way that I suggested, it would have been shorter. The original code would be shorter and simpler, and you would just compile it for web and be done. It's crazy, right? So literally Jax is like fine as a training thing, right? Like whatever. Not my cup of tea because it's like weird functional object-oriented hodgepodge, but like fine. Jax for environments was researchers not knowing how to program. That's it. Oh, and you want to know something even crazier? If you actually do want to write a GPU environment, you can copy and paste simple C into CUDA and it'll run. Because CUDA is just C that runs on your GPU. So there you go. Your same code will run on the GPU. Now, admittedly, for more complex stuff, you kind of have to think about it a little bit more, but not that much. So, cool env. We absolutely need more envs. If something like this were submitted to PufferLib as a PR, I would be like delighted to have cool new envs to study stuff with like this. But you're making your life hard on yourself with JAX. Let me see what you got for state space. This is fine. I just flatten the whole, well, you can see the engineering optimizations we do to make state stuff fast, but this state is fine. Discrete action space is awesome, super easy to implement. I mean, super easy to like implement networks for. Yeah, coordination M stuff like this, all super cool. Make it super fast, make it super easy to use, train some cool models on it. I would highly suggest trying out the Puffer style of stuff with this. I think you'll have a good time. Like this type of a thing here, even with without even having like a JAX compile trainer, just with our PyTorch, you can easily train this over 1 million steps per second. Does not train, barely works. Yeah. If you're interested in sticking around Puffer, if you want to submit something like this to Puffer, we would be delighted. We feature all the M's right here. It says who made the M. This one's Bets. And you literally just, you pip install PufferLib and you can play the env immediately. Oh, also this is a superhuman neural network playing the game in your browser, and I can hold shift and I can take over for it. Now I'm playing and I'm bad, and now I can let the bot take over and the bot will be superhuman again. It's pretty fun. But yeah, welcome to my my personal crusade to make reinforcement learning fast and easy. That is what this is. Kind of frustrated with JAX? Yup. There's a learning curve with C, but it is so much easier. So much easier. I wrote Python for 10 years. It took me like 2-3 weeks, and I was perfectly happy in C. And now it pisses me off that I have to write Python most of the time. I am way happier just jamming C environments all day. But don't go too crazy with this C. The key is to just keep it super simple, single pointers, for loops, if statements, no crazy macros. You just write really simple code. All static memory, no crazy memory management, it's just really easy. And yeah, hang around. It's discord.gg/puffer. We all just hang out and build RL stuff all day. What do you mean static memory? We allocate all the memory that we need for the environment at the start. We don't bother reallocating memory midway through. That's not remotely a constraint at all, by the way. We do multi-agent, we do variable agent, we do all sorts of stuff. It's still easy. You still malloc, but you malloc at the start. And then you don't like do a whole bunch of mallocs you have to keep track of. You don't slow stuff down with that. It's really easy. Here, let me show you the snake code. Just so you can see just how truly easy stuff like this is. Usually no pointers to pointers, yep. Okay, so PufferLib, Snake is our multi-agent demo, right? Snake is a pretty cool environment as well. Like, Snake is pretty darn cool to look at. This thing trains at 2 million steps per second, by the way. So this is multi-agent Snake. It's Snake with a whole bunch of snakes. 2 million snake steps per second training with a little CNN LSTM. I believe CNN LSTM. This one might just be CNN, we'll see. But here's the code. Snake.h, 325 lines. After the refactor in the new branch, this is going to be about 270 lines, because we don't need this logging crap anymore. You make a struct. This struct is your environment. It's got some data. You make some init and allocs. You have a free, but like you alloc once, you free once, that's it. This is your compute observation function, 444. That's it. This is how you delete a snake from the game. This is how you spawn a snake into the game. This is how you spawn food. This is how you reset the env. This is how you set the snake. A little bit of logic for setting the snake. That's all the code. This is the client. This is how we render it. Really, it's just this bit of code right here. Super easy. That's it. Runs at like tens of millions of steps per second. The actual environment itself. On one CPU core. You compile it with the flags that we have. You'll get nice clean error messages. Better error messages than Python even. You don't get stupid seg faults to debug. You just get like clean error messages with address sanitizer. We have Python bindings, but actually in the new version, we have made the bindings even easier. The new binding code is like really easy. Actually, did I do it for Snake yet? I wonder if I did it for Snake. I didn't do it for Snake yet. But we have a new binding code that makes it like really easy to bind these to Python. That's it. So I don't know in what capacity you do RL stuff, but if you're looking for a cool open source place to do some research and sling some code, we also give compute access to contributors around here. So if you need stuff to run experiments on and you're actually contributing code, we also give access to boxes. Oh, you got compute? That's cool. Most universities have terrible compute, so that is solid. I got my own after I finished my PhD, and this is way better than anything I had at MIT. We're getting more of these, by the way. As soon as the tariff situation resolves itself, resolves itself, we're buying 40 of these. MIT cluster is insane. No, the machines really, really, really sucked, especially for RL. each one of these boxes has been like 3 times faster than a $100,000 server for the purposes of a lot of RL stuff. And these are like $5,000 a piece. Yeah. So contributors, we just give people SSH access to boxes. It's a fun time. Mainly the clusters have too slow CPUs for all the older M's. It doesn't matter as much now, but like it doesn't matter as much now that our M's are super fast. But for like Atari and stuff before when we were doing that, the CPUs were awful. And that's this is Bet in the Discord as well. He is resident puffer proselyte. Advertises all things puffer. What in the hell is this stupid thing? I just use the TTT layer. Hang on. Yeah, I made us a cool thing lately for bindings. So this file's kind of a mess. I'm trying to clean this up, but basically I wrote this 500-ish line file, which uses just the Python C native API. And yeah, this is kind of a mess, but the cool thing about doing this is that now, instead of having to write this massive, shitty Python file for every single end, and you just do this. This is the binding for breakout now. So this is all the code that is needed to bind this to from C to Python. You just define variables that need to go from Python to C, and you figure out what variables you want to extract as logs, and that's it. So it's pretty cool. One of the fun things around here, right, is we have people that like to help with infra, we have people that like to help with some of the engineering work, we have people who like to help with experiments, lots of stuff. And yeah, Bet is right, anybody can learn this. Bet is a relatively new programmer. Bet, how long you been doing this? Like less than 2 years, right? Year and a few months of writing like any code at all. Like there you go. To be fair, he is a trooper. Like I gave him this project to do. I massively underestimated how hard of a project this was going to be for like a new programmer, and he still did it. He did it with like 2 to 3 times too much code at the start, but then he trimmed it down, and now it's actually pretty reasonable. And this is like one of my favorite M's now. Look how freaking cool this thing is to watch. It's like just so mesmerizing. It's so cool. I love this M. It's just like this classic Atari game, but it's like one of the cooler ones. It's like actually a racing game. It's fun. Duro was a beast. Yeah. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna start writing stuff in assembly next. We'll see. Plus Puffer shipping custom assembly. I don't know. We've been shipping CUDA lately. It's the only next thing I could do. See you around. I'm mostly streaming dev, pretty much always. So drop on by. Always use new contributors. Do start the puffer. We're almost at 2K. 2K on puffer is going to be awesome. Gotta hit 2K on puffer and 10K on X. It'll be pretty solid base. So I think the easiest thing to do here is going to just be to modify the layer to take the mini back params directly. Wait. This doesn't use the cache params, right? Thing doesn't look like it uses the cache params. Ken just passed. Last mini batch params picked. You don't need to cache at all on train, I don't think. The base, isn't it? can give it cache params here, can't you? And what if you don't give it? You just give it cache params. Why does this not give you the cache params back? It just fills it in. Just hack this stupid thing. First run in protein use all mean hypergrams? Yes. I figured seeding it with like reasonable data would be better. It probably should be seeded with like the optimal hypers or whatever that you found. I don't know. Latest run, I set the means to be the last optimal. No, that's a good idea. Do we think that I just did anything? Well, that gets updated, it seems. So let's go get our model. That is blindingly bright, my god. Yeah, I know. This is brutal at night. Model's freaking tiny, I'm sure. Yeah, so this thing doesn't do much, does it? Impulse Wars, bet. That thing isn't training. I'm so... Wait, what thing isn't training? This? Yeah, obviously this isn't training. What's happening? I tried to implement it and I couldn't get it to train. And then I tried their thing and I can't get it to train either. What the heck was this? It does work though? Not really. What happens if we don't use this cache? Didn't I have something working if like we just don't use the cache? Wasn't it like ironically doing better without the cache? How big is this model? 360. So this is a chonker. This is a chonker. I thought I had it doing something a bit ago, didn't I? Maybe. I can't say that the results are particularly encouraging here, though. Not better, like literally was better than this for 40 mil. So it literally does better without the cash. Marginally. I had this thing doing something before, didn't I? And we're not gonna try fucking with custom hyperframes a whole bunch. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. It does actually eventually start doing a thing. What did I have it doing initially? What did I have changed? No, it's not good. Just add a yellow into this thing. Doesn't magically work, does it? How hard would it be to make this thing fast? Like very, right? I thought I had like it running something at one point. Was it just me leaving this running for longer? I don't think so, right? Did it just like take off at one point? I don't think so. Hang on. I mean, I wouldn't call it working. Like it sort of trained. It still wasn't like good. This is probably it. It's only stores demo.py. Maybe not. Oh, hang on. Maybe this is still not the right one. That could just be prio replay. Yeah, I did think that I saw something like this though. But this is still not good perf. Could it be this? No, right? Okay, I mean, at least that is like definitely learning, right? I, that's good enough that I can commit it. Not to this branch. Yeah, but Breakout always has a steep curve. I can do one more experiment after this, I guess. Warm start. And we'll see what it does. It's so fucking slow, though. Look at this thing. This is double the size of the previous model, and it's just so slow. They say as it's literally 100 times faster than the average RL researcher's code. But it should be 1,000 times faster. It's so slow. I don't think this thing's freaking. Did I not even Neptune this? Is it not here? I guess I didn't Neptune this one. I mean, this is like not great. I could solve it eventually, but it's fucking Breakout like anything should. Some messages real quick. Yeah, that's TTT. I'm very much looking forward to not looking at this. Ugh. Well, crap. Now it's 8:53, and we didn't really get to do much any V-Trace stuff at all today. We can try one thing real quick, though. That's V-trace here. I was thinking a little bit about the loss with V-trace. And I was thinking here that you get this like clamped loss, right? So what if we did we do MLL it should be positive advantage here, not negative, right? What's this NLL loss look like? Okay, good. This is in. Really, this clamping is not going to do it? Okay, so this is the same curve. And then you're telling me that this messes it up somehow? Like this doesn't train at all somehow? That's bizarre. So you can't clamp this for some weirdo reason? What if you norm it? Can you norm it? And then clamp? Not exactly what you want to see, huh? There's something screwy with the way V-Trace works. Like, you can't clip it, and you'd really, 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 really want to be able to clip it. I mean, I can clip the advantage, technically. What do you clip in this? Can you, like, you can't clip anything, right? I gotta go to bed soon, but I'm annoyed that I didn't get to work on this at all today. I kind of just gassed out on the frickin' TTT stuff. I don't know why I'm scrolling like this. I gotta go to bed shortly because I'm like really losing the focus. But I just want to see if there's something we can do with this, right? Logics, actions. Do you want to clip the advantage, not the loss? Hang on, in this thing, the loss is the ratio, right? There's no ratio to clip. This is logics. This is actions. Why is this? It's crazy that clipping completely breaks this, huh? Do you just clip the advantage? Big ass moth. My face. I don't know, let's try clipping the advantage. And then I'm going to bed. I don't expect that to work, to be honest. I think I'm going to have to think about this more deeply tomorrow. So we kind of figured out from PPO before that the clamping was really important. No, you're not going to give me this error on this totally different algorithm. What the heck is this? There. Yeah, clipping the advantage really screws you over. It's like surprisingly bad as well, isn't it? It's kind of funny because, like, man, what happens if you just do, what if you do this? Does anything happen if you do this? Happen? Well, is this actually slower than the previous? It is. Dang, I thought we had something. No, we definitely don't have something. That's a negative advantage? I mean, I'm sure it's not going to work if I do this, right? The ratio needs to be negative, right? Yeah, that's unoptimized. It's the fact that it like hard fails on a lot of M's to me, it's like there's a quirk or a bug or something. It's not just like, yeah, it's just worse, right? It's like there's a quirk or a bug. Because like it's pretty darn good on breakout. And then it just hard fails on some other tasks. Anyways, I'm gonna try this will be the first thing I do in the morning, we'll see. I got lots to work on. I'm gonna try to get in the time. I guess tomorrow I gotta run first thing in the morning, so we'll do that and then I'll come to this. But for folks watching, all my stuff is open source. It's here, puffer.ai, lots of fun demos. If you want to help me out for free, just start the GitHub. Almost at 2K stars. It's going to be pretty nice. It helps me out a lot. If you want to get involved in dev, you don't need an RL background, just need to know how to program. Join the Discord. Some of our best contributors came in with actually no experience whatsoever, but programming background does help. And other than that, you can follow me on X for more RL content. I post lots of mostly RL things. Blog here, quick start guide, other useful resources, but there's more on X you can't get anywhere else. So thank you.